Hello YouTube and welcome. Today I bring you a topic that I've already discussed in the past that is related to the COVID-19 obviously, and the company is developing their vaccines and now at a production and distribution phase. But at this time I think that it is important to know already and to distinguish the offers that are in the market, because in my perspective I think that COVID will continue to be something constant, something permanent in our lives and for the future. And now we are all excited about vaccines being distributed, but well, I think that in the future we'll have to take them like I don't know if it will be every year or so, but I think that this will be a recurring process. I think it is important to understand what's in the market in order to choose. I think that we might still have a good advantage if we choose right in this point in time. Okay, and the company I will talk here today, this will be I think a two-part series. I'll try to comprise everything into videos, but the company I will talk about is Johnson & Johnson. This company develops several products, okay, related to healthcare and also pharmaceuticals and so on, as we will see. Just for you to have a notion, its share price is around $160, well, in March 2020, just like the overall market. The stock has decreased a lot, okay. Well, it was 26%. I think Nasdaq and S&P were more than 35%. So, well, it's okay. And comparing to that peak, the share has increased residually, okay, below 5%. I don't know about financials, we'll take a look at them in this video, but the second part will be a more deeper analysis into the numbers, okay. Just a little disclaimer, I've been placing my position in these previous weeks, okay, but still I'm kind of a break even, so it doesn't matter. I'm investing small amounts, okay. If you want to take a look at my current portfolio, I think that compared to the previous video, I haven't opened any new position. I have some profit from Inditex. It is going quite well for Inditex, and also, well, my speculative ones like Bitcoin, okay, but this is just for speculative reasons. I don't plan to invest a lot in Bitcoin, so today I'm winning 16%, tomorrow I'll be losing 20%. It's okay. I just invested $50, and I plan to keep building, okay, my position in Bitcoin, but well, take advantage, only to take advantage of some decreases that I catch in the market, and I will keep building my position in the long time. Going to our topic of today's video, we'll talk about Johnson & Johnson. And in the previous weeks, the company has been able to achieve the acceptance of its vaccine around the world, okay, with not only in US but also recently in Europe, I think. And well, in fact, it also appears that the vaccine developed has also some effectiveness against different variants. That is something important. And if you have been following the news, at least in Europe, that's the reality I'm perceiving right now, is that well, some countries like Portugal, where I live in, are planning to reduce the lockdown measures, while other countries such as Italy, France and so on, I think, are already increasing their lockdown measures. And I think that politicians and governments and authorities in general are in this kind of game, okay, trying to reduce lockdown measures, but then something happens, and well, we should have learned something from the past, and I don't see that learning curve, okay. So I think that's why one additional reason why I believe that COVID will keep with us, will remain with us for a long time. Nevertheless, in an economic, let's see how we can profit from it, okay. And Johnson & Johnson seems to be, in first glance, one one major competitor. Okay, other competitors are Pfizer, for example, AstraZeneca, and well, we'll see already in quite a bit the differences in the characteristics of the vaccines. That is also something important long term. But just some additional statistics: the company is already planning to deliver 100 million doses in first half of 2021. I think that it has made some kind of partnership with Merck or a company like that. I don't know if that's specific name, but it will help to boost the production of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And one particular advantage in my perspective is that this vaccine, in addition of being only one dose, one shot, it has also some acceptable transportation conditions. It isn't as demanding as Pfizer, namely. Okay, and if you want to compare, I found this interesting chart. Okay, this in the businessinsider.com. You can simply search for COVID vaccines compared or something like that, and you can see how they differentiate regarding different categories. Okay, for example, how it works: we are focusing Johnson & Johnson and comparing with its three main competitors. Okay, this is more the biological characteristics, but which I don't plan to focus here because I don't have the knowledge. But well, going for example doses, we can see that the Johnson & Johnson seems to have the advantage. We are not comparing the effectiveness rate, but I think that this is something important in long term. Currently, countries have to purchase all the vaccines they can because companies still lack in production capacity. Okay, but I think that in the future they will be able to be more selective, and the fact that Johnson & Johnson vaccine only requires one dose can be a potential advantage. The only compromise of AstraZeneca is that several countries have not approved this vaccine for older people, which in my perspective are the most important ones because they are most affected by this disease. What I want to see is this cost per dose, which is also another important factor in the future. I don't know if these costs are per unit, or for example if in Moderna, AstraZeneca and Pfizer already include the two doses. If they include two doses, so let's assume that they include the two. Nevertheless, Johnson & Johnson's vaccine, we can see that it is quite cheap compared to at least Pfizer and Moderna. AstraZeneca is the cheapest one for now, but I believe that some countries are not accepting this vaccine for older people, this is a big portion of the market that it will not be reachable through this vaccine, at least for now, because the developments are continuously being made in order to improve all the vaccines. But I think that Johnson & Johnson overall has the advantage in this realm. But not everything is about the COVID-19 vaccine. I think that this will be a recurring problem, as I said, but I want to value companies that have solid foundations, so that I'm well rested that if COVID doesn't work, other things might come. And doing just a quick introduction to Johnson & Johnson, the company is already in activity for over 130 years, and it is a broad healthcare company, and is already spread throughout the world, and it has around 130,000 employees, so you can see the dimension of the company. It develops products not only in consumer health products, which most of them you probably already know: Neutrogena, Aveeno, I don't know many of them after all, self-care products. In my perspective, before I looked for the company, I always thought about their shampoos and so on. Okay, but they have quite some interesting products, and also operate in the medical devices segment and pharmaceutical products. If you want to see some, well, I have here the tab. If you want to look at the financials, they make available the 10Q. They have already developed the annual report for 2020, and you can download it also in Excel. That's where I got this, and we'll look at numbers for next part of our video. Okay, but you can also see here what I wanted to show you is the distribution between each one of these segments. And as you can see, we have the 2020 sales here, and well, making some quick percentage of this sales. You can see that the most important segment, the most important segment is pharmaceutical, that shown around that represented around 55% of total sales of the company, followed by medical devices, and in last place the consumer health, that is probably the one we are mostly used to know, and when we hear about Johnson & Johnson, we might instantly associate it with consumer health products, but in fact it represents only a minor percentage of its sales. One additional thing that I want to highlight before jumping into our financial analysis that we'll make in the following video is that the company appears to be quite sustainable at the first glance. For example, you can see here that the company has been able to increase its dividends around 58 years. If you have read, for example, The Intelligent Investor, Benjamin Graham suggests that companies were able to do this for around 20 years, I believe. And well, I was quite impressed by the fact that Johnson & Johnson was able to do it, and as we will see, it seems to also have a solid financial position, so it might be a good signal that the company will have a bright future. But let's see, let's keep that for the coming video. I hope that you have enjoyed and learned something about Johnson & Johnson, and if you want to learn my additional insights about my analysis of this company, and if I plan to invest more in it in the future, feel free to follow us and subscribe, and I will see you there.